Hey guys, it's day 17 of the New Testament in 90 days. Today, the text that we're covering is Luke 7 through 9. The section that stuck out to me is in Luke 7. And the story is that Jesus is invited to a dinner at a Pharisee's house. His name is Simon. He goes to this dinner, and as he's sitting there, this woman walks in, and the Bible calls her an immoral woman. So the understanding is that she was a prostitute, and she comes in and she sits at Jesus's feet and, starts like weeping. She pours this expensive perfume. It says, she pours this expensive perfume on his feet. She's weeping and she's drying and washing and drying his feet with her hair. And the Pharisee thinks to himself, this Jesus must not be a prophet, because if he was, he would know the kind of woman that is touching him right now. She's immoral. And Jesus, I love this. Jesus knows exactly what he's saying. So Simon doesn't say any of this out loud. It's just in his head. And it says that Jesus answers his thoughts and says, Simon, I want to tell you a story. So Jesus tells him this story, and he says there's these two people that were given a loan. One person was given a loan for 500 pieces of silver. The other one was given a loan for 50. Neither of them could pay back the loan, and so the person who loaned out the money forgave the debt. Which person do you think would be more grateful? And Simon the Pharisee responds and says, well, the person who had the larger debt forgiven. And Jesus says, absolutely, that's correct. And then he says this, I tell you, her sins, the woman, her sins, they are many, have been forgiven. So she has shown me much love. But a person who is forgiven little shows only little love. And that stuck out to me for a couple reasons. The first reason is because I think it's important for us to always see our sin, our mistakes, the things we do that we know we shouldn't, or the things that we don't do that we know we should. All of those things are not just things that we mess up. They're not just ways that we are, offend people, but they wreck our relationship with God. They're sins against God. And when he sent Jesus' sacrifice, his death and resurrection for us, paid the penalty of our sin. If we really understand that and we know how much we have been forgiven because of Jesus, we can go out and show a great deal of love to the people around us because we've received so much love. It's like all we can do is share that. And so the reason why that stuck out to me was twofold, because it's a reminder to me, okay? But beyond that, these are the two things. Number one, I don't know if you have experienced loving Christians or judgmental Christians. I don't know if your experience with Christianity has been a bunch of people that realize how much they've been forgiven, and so they show love to the world around them because of that. Maybe that has not been your experience. Maybe you've experienced a lot of judgmental Christians, and that's what has kept you away from Christianity. And I want you to know that maybe they don't understand how much they've been forgiven. Maybe that realization hasn't hit them yet. And so I don't want that to be a reason that keeps you away from the Bible, is the experience that you've had with other Christians. The second reason why that stuck out to me is because I want you to know that forgiveness is available. This woman was, one of the worst in her culture. And forgiveness was offered to her. It says right after, a person who is forgiven little shows only little love. Then Jesus said to the woman, your sins are forgiven. And then later on, he tells her to go in peace. So forgiveness is available. If you think that you are too bad, that this forgiveness is not for you, it is 110% for you. You just need to receive it. And so, Yeah, so that is what stuck out to me. So that's in Luke chapter 7. If you want to check that out, the story starts in verse 36 and goes until verse 50. So I would encourage you, if you've never read that story, that you should definitely go and read it for yourself. It's so beautiful. And if you have any questions about that, anything that you'd like to chat about, feel free to leave a comment or shoot me a private message. If I don't hear from you today, I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.